After 12 years of serving San Diego County as sheriff, Bill Gore will step down next week. He joined us live now to look back at his career and also the challenges still ahead. Sheriff, good morning.
Morning, Raul. How you doing?
I'm doing well. We heard the news last week, obviously. You're leaving office a little earlier than you had planned. What was behind that decision to step down next week?
Well, I announced last July that I was not going to seek re-election after 3 terms. And I've been dealing with some significant health issues with my wife. I've been trying to, be at home and take care of her and be at work. And I wasn't doing either one of them very well. So it's just, it was the recognition there's an opportunity for me really to sacrifice a little bit for her. She's done so much for me in my career, including 9 moves around the country, giving up a very successful career of her own as one of the first female special agents in the FBI, raising our son, going through 3 countywide elections. It's been tough for her. And now it's my turn to be there and support her like she's done for me in our 43 years of marriage. So that's the primary driving reason right there.
Yeah, and good enough. I did not know that. So obviously, we wish her the best. Hope for a speedy recovery.
That's a great looking suit you have on there, Raul, by the way.
Why, thank you. I think you and I can go on tour.
I think we got the memo.
Yeah, after your retirement, we can go hit the town and do some sort of touring with the Blue Suit guys.
Some kind of an act, right?
Let's talk about what you are most proud of accomplishing during your time as sheriff, I believe, from 2009. What do you look at as your greatest accomplishment in that time?
Well, I think the main thing primarily is the attitude in law enforcement. Being the chief law enforcement officer in the county, you do kind of set the tone for how local law enforcement, state and federal, address crime problems. And what we have done here, and I'm so proud of, is regionalize those problems. We don't duplicate efforts, reinvent the wheel. We come together, both state, federal, and local law enforcement, and look at issues like gangs, drugs, white-collar crime, and approach it in a task force environment. And the proof is in the pudding. We have the lowest crime rate in San Diego County of any major metropolitan area in the country. So I'm very proud of that. Probably when I look back, it's the men and women that I've had the opportunity to work with at the Sheriff's Department, both professional and sworn. These are some of the finest professionals I've ever been associated with. People that get up every morning to give to this community, sometimes in very dangerous situations, willing to put their life on the line for somebody they don't even know. To have the opportunity to work with that type of and that caliber of person, that's pretty rewarding and something I'll always value. We still have a lot of work to do. I think we built the finest. I know we built the finest women's detention facility out in Santee at the Las Colinas Women's Detention and Reentry Facility. Great model. They come from all over the country to look at that. There's a lot of work to be done. We have some major maintenance to be done at other jails. This Board of Supervisors has been tremendous in supporting our efforts to try to take law enforcement out of the mental health responses in a lot of cases, and to set up alternatives to our jails for the people in mental crisis. My predecessor, Bill Colliner, and I have been talking for almost 30 years about the Sheriff's Department and our jails being the largest provider of mental health beds in San Diego. And that's not unique to San Diego. That's pretty much the case all over California and the country. It's a commentary on the sad state of mental health care in this country. And I think this Board of Supervisors is starting to address that. We have the mobile crisis response teams. We have crisis stabilization units, places where family members and law enforcement can take people in mental health crisis other than our jails. Now, that doesn't mean that we're going to completely eliminate our jails. So what we're trying to do is improve the medical and the mental health care in our jails for those that end up there. Since I've been sheriff, we've increased the funding for mental and medical care in our jails by 230%. Doesn't mean we can't always do better. We're constantly working to provide the best care we can. So a lot of work to be done, but I couldn't be prouder of the men and women of this department and what we've accomplished.
With any position, there are ups, there are downs. You look back, hindsight being 20/20 and whatnot. Do you have any regrets or anything that you could change if you had to go back?
I think the big thing I've already hit on is that changing the mindset of our elected leaders locally at the state level to address the mental health problems that go to the heart of a lot of the issues we see in our community. The homeless issue. You're not going to really, I don't think, put a real big dent in the homeless issue in San Diego County until you look at the laws around conservancy, getting the people the help they need that they're not voluntarily going to commit themselves for. I know there's always a pushback from certain parts of our country about involuntarily committing some people, but to me, that's a much more humane way to treat people that are on our streets right now than let them just deteriorate on our streets and not get the help that they need.
Sure.
And that's a big issue. And I know the city, Mayor Gloria is talking about it. The Board of Supervisors talking about it. And I think if we can make some more progress in that, I think that will be a gigantic accomplishment.
Your Under Sheriff Kelly Martinez said last week she's not going to seek the interim position for sheriff in March. I wanted to talk to you about that decision, what you think of it, and also what you think will be the biggest challenge for whomever wins the race to replace you. As you said, this is it's ongoing. Things are ever changing, right? So right. What is going to be the biggest challenge for whoever takes over as permanent sheriff?
Well, I think the Board of Supervisors start off with made it clear that they're not going to appoint anybody as the interim sheriff that's running for sheriff. And Kelly Martinez announced that she's, my undersheriff announced that she is running for sheriff. So we know what the challenges are. I think the challenges are going to be continue to improve the medical and mental health care in our jails. We're going a long way to doing that. The challenge, a big challenge, immediate challenge is going to be recruiting those people, hiring those people, hiring the nurses, the mental health clinicians that everybody else in our community, whether it's Scripps or Sharp or Kaiser, are all trying to hire too, or Health and Human Services also looking to hire these individuals. So that's going to be a big challenge, plus hiring deputy sheriffs to fill some of the openings and the increased manpower we're adding, and to fill the slots of people that are retiring. It's a big challenge. We don't have as many people applying for deputy sheriff positions as we did. So that number is down, and the number of people that are retiring is up. So it's kind of a perfect storm. We're getting the funding from the Board of Supervisors to hire long overdue personnel for our jails and some of our sworn positions in the jails and the street. And yet the recruiting part is going to be very challenging. As we know, what is unemployment in this county is at 4.2%. It's going to be a big challenge whoever takes over this job. I think we're on the right track. Law enforcement in this county is so professional. If they can just keep that mindset going forward, this county will be in really good shape.
51 years of law enforcement, FBI, sheriff. Any trips planned? What does retirement look like for Bill Gore, I wonder?
Yeah, and it's going to be obviously going to be a big change. 51 years, I've seen a lot of changes in law enforcement. Now I'm going to see a big change in my personal life. As I said earlier, it'll give me more time to spend with my wife. Yeah. I've got a lot of friends out there that I've made in the community, both in law enforcement and outside. Hopefully I'll strengthen some of those friendships, be able to spend more time with them, spend more time walking my dog in the morning. What's that old saying? If you're an elected official, you want a friend, you get a dog. I've had a dog for my 12 years as sheriff. Thank God it saved my sanity in a lot of mornings. I'll tell you that.
Yes, sir. I believe.
I'll miss these conversations with you, Raul. It's,
of course.
You've always been a gentleman, and I've really appreciated that. So thank you.
Thank you. And that means a lot to me as well. Sheriff Bill Gore, we thank you. We wish your wife the best as well. Keep in touch, and we appreciate the time.
Thank you, Raul.